please.
Cheers!
Hi everyone, it's LH Crypto Trading Analysis.
Another episode. Another week.
Hello, it's November 23rd, and today we're going to talk about Bitcoin and altcoins falling down to the ground, about Brexit rocking the world, about what else? Ever increasing gold, and what else?
And Deutsche Bank.
Yeah, and giants like Amazon and Deutsche Bank. Yeah, that's it.
The announcement is over.
Yeah.
So, the topic of the week, or in fact the second week already, is the downfall of Bitcoin. The father of all coins started to fall on November 14. And Kate, it seems to me that this fall really boosted the consumption of soothing drugs in Silicon Valley, or whatever this crypto investors resident. So the father of crypto continues to sink another consecutive week, and now it reaches the level of 4,200 and beats plus minus 200 around this level. Like it always happens, news that stimulated the fall have been released and announced much later. Firstly, it's the postponed till January 2019 launch of BACT. Just to remind you, BACT was announced this August as a revolutionary platform for cryptocurrencies, which is about to change the world of crypto. Quite so. I even remember that in one of our first episodes we've touched upon this topic, and we indicated that these news were about to push the prices of cryptocurrencies up. So they can push them down too, you know. Wow. So everything is dependent on news and expectations, of course. And when it rains, like British say, it pours. To add crypto miseries, second news, U.S. Department of Justice and U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, an organization as important as the length of its title, are investigating cryptocurrency market price manipulations. You remember how much the Bitcoin rose last December, making
just skyrocketing.
Yep, skyrocketing, and it made some numerous guys newly come Christmas billionaires, I would say. So supposedly it is supposed that Bitcoin Tether and crypto exchange Bitfinex has put up a plot, a gunpowder treason and plot. remember the 17th of December should never be forgot, etc. So it is supposed that these three had an impact and deciding role in driving that last year's cryptocurrency bubble.
Conspiracy theories, yay.
I believe Captain Obvious is here.
Okay. Actually, Bitcoin is falling, and it can fall on and on and on, and down to 3,800 USD per Bitcoin, and maybe even lower. So it's and by the way, if anything happens to Bitcoin, it usually does on Fridays and weekends. So watch out for the news.
Yep, so whatever the truth is, whatever the news are, we can expect that the drop is already out of its breath. And so the eternal questions of every trader, what's going to be next? Like Kate said, technical analysis indicates further downturn, but we believe that it's the high time for the global turn of the market. By the way, a piece of theory. The turn usually happens in two ways.
You're very optimistic, I see. Okay.
I'm just optimistic about theory. The turn usually happens in two ways. It is either a sharp V-shaped change with corresponding boost of volumes.
Theory, it's my. I always react to theory this way. Sorry.
You do not seem to
value. Okay, go on.
You don't seem to value.
So,
yes.
What's the second part of this theory?
So, the second theory is that a turn usually happens after an extended struggling flat with asset accumulation by major investors. So watch trading volumes, define horizontal and cluster volumes, and find your signal. Yes, you seem to look puzzled. You won't if you look at our website, lhcrypto.com, at the crypto library section, where there is an article which explains it all.
So there will be a link to this video, right?
Yes, right in the description. So guys, follow the link. As for altcoins, they may have not reached their bottom yet, but they're always connected to Bitcoin. So the advice is simple. If you want to open a long position to grab most of your money, just open your long position and watch the Bitcoin turn, because after it, the boom of prices of altcoins will be even greater.
Okay, let's hope so. But back to the real world with real people involved.
And with real crimes.
So Brexit, we all know about it, and we were all affected about it. And a couple of days ago, there was released this new declaration, and it says that, what it says is that there will be no free movement of people, capitals, goods, services, and people are really, really depressed. British scientists show that.
Sure.
British scientists show that the consumption of antidepressants in the UK has grown by like 16% or so. So yeah, and the GBP is really like reacting to all this stuff all the time. It really follows the news. It has followed this declaration announcement, and next week there's going to be something to it. Yeah,
guys, don't forget to consult our events calendar on our website. There's going to be many speeches of lots of different authorities from all over Europe and from the United States. And like Kate said, these currencies, they always painfully react on any inaccurate word. So just follow the news, stay tuned, just to have your gain in time.
Well, with situation being so unstable, it still gives profits to those who can use it, and those are people turn to gold. Like when they don't trust paper money, they don't trust e-money, they say it doesn't worth.
So in gold we trust.
Yeah, they do. Well, it's questionable, but still, people say gold will be there forever, and they turn to it, and it has actually reached its 2-week maximum. And probably it's going to keep growing. So, what's your think?
Well, yep, it's quite a... Well, gold deserves to rise. So, by the way, about some real assets which gold is, and which we usually keep in banks. Banks tend not to be as secure as they seem. So, this week saw the climax of long story, which started in mid-September when US authorities began to investigate money laundering on Danske Bank. And now they have announced some intermediate results. And turned out, just to remind you, that the Danske Bank scandal was about money laundering of more than 200 million USD. And transactions were processed by the Estonian branch in 7 years in a row, from 2007 to 2015, and many of those transactions are thought to be suspicious. The problem is that Deutsche Bank, the leading banking institution of Germany, was a correspondent bank for Danske Bank, and the scandal affected their stock price really painfully. The problem is that Deutsche Bank terminated any relationships with Danske Bank back in 2015. The announcement of this big news dropped the price of Deutsche Bank on stock exchange as low as by 4%, which is a record low in the history of this very respectable institution, as fact. And so it was said also that 2 American banks were involved in that suspicious payments, and that was JP Morgan and Bank of America. So should we expect any other drops of bank share price or not?
Well, let's turn to some good news, okay?
Finally.
Yeah, so Amazon bought some 22 sports channels from Disney, which in turn bought it from Fox recently. And they say that Amazon is going to expand its, give its Prime services like more boost to their raised its price and they offer more for this bigger price.
This is like it always happens. You buy something from Amazon, and then Amazon buys something for you.
Anyway, people are really people appreciated it, and Amazon stocks are growing, and people expect them to grow by 20 or 30% in like very short period of time. So watch out. Again, well, that's quite it.
So that's quite it for the market news, but we still remember that it's already a high time. Malls are closing. We may be late for Black Friday, so stay tuned, watch our channel, get informed on everything what happens on market, and see you next week. By the way, we have a little surprise next week. What? Well, if I told you, that won't be a surprise. So have a great day.
Yeah.
Which crypto? Okay.